regardless of what the rumors might be, you don't actually have to have an agenda. You can do a show without an agenda.
We often do, David.
Yeah. I like it that way, but there is a place for it. You're a busy bee.
Yeah. If you're broadcasting with other people on the show, I mean, we do this, we busk each week, no problem at all. And welcome to everybody who's watching. But we can do this without a script, no problem.
Yeah.
We're a high wire act. We may stay on that wire.
As long as we can stay on the wire. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Broadcasting to Your Community. What is this show about? Well, broadcasting to your community. We talk about live streaming stuff, but we talk about fun stuff. We talk about local communities.
Mm-hmm.
We try to have a good time. I think we do. So we're just talking about communities, and I will just jump back though for a second though. I mean, today was the first day of 5 days live. And I was thanks for including me in on that. That was a good time.
A Starcast.
Yeah, camera confidence was the conversation, and we had lots of people watching and lots of comments, so it was positive.
It was a masterclass by the three of you, and I mean, I'm going to watch the replay because I was that caught up in the hundreds of 150 comments went through.
Yeah. So you can watch the replay. People can see that on Be Live in 5, right?
Oh yeah. The replay is on Be Live in 5, and I'm just trying to check out where it is. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Yeah, the replay is on Be Live in 5, and there will also be, because I'm doing it, a high definition replay as well on our new channel.
Oh, you're going to be able to see those things on my nose.
Afraid so. What I'm going to do is I'm using Screencast-O-Matic to re-record the show, and that will basically record it in HD with the comments, and then that will be uploaded to Screencast-O-Matic. We feature heavily in this, and it will then become part of the 5 days live archive of the shows, and all the shows on there will be in HD. There you are.
Stephen, you just never cease to amaze me with things you come up with.
Well, it's serendipity. It's fate. I come across these things. I just got an email from Screencast-O-Matic saying, we're launching automated backup, so that when you do anything through Screencast-O-Matic, automatically it backs it up to their cloud. Just a minute.
Oh, is that right?
Turn the sound off. That was me. Right. Okay, I'm back now. Yeah, Screencast-O-Matic are going forwards. They're giving us additional features at a very reasonable price. I mean, Screencast-O-Matic to do screen capture and to direct record is only $15 a year. And they've now outdone themselves with a new tier, which is $48 a year, which allows unlimited hosting.
Oh.
There you go. That's the sort of what we've been looking for. This is a pre-announcement. I'm going to announce it fully on the show on Wednesday. But somewhere to store your videos that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. Because if you go to YouTube, then it's a bit crowded. If you go to Vimeo, you've got to pay. If you go to any other sites, you've got to pay. And you've got to pay a monthly fee. Whereas with Screencast-O-Matic, it's a one-off fee, $48. And you can store as many videos as you like, and they can stay there for as long as you like. And you only get charged additional if you go over 100 gigabytes bandwidth. And that's a phenomenal figure. And it's the one on the right hand of the two there. That's all the features, and I'll be giving an overview of it with RJ on Wednesday. But it simply works. I mean, I did it with the promotional videos that we did for 5 days live, and they've gone on there, and it just works.
Well, I look forward to talking more about that. I've used Screencast-O-Matic before. My son Jason has used it for
Yeah.
tutorials and stuff. I think he used the free version, but that'll be interesting.
I'm not sure where they're from. I'll have to look at that before I actually say. But I think they could be close to you.
Oh,
But I'm not sure which side of the border you get.
which side, right? Whose side are you on?
I never forget the story you told of July the 4th weekend when it was Canadian Independence Day, followed with fireworks, and then a couple of days later you were able to look across the river,
Oh yeah,
watch the U.S. Independence Day fireworks,
Yeah.
and that's an incredible situation to be in. You're in Canada, but you can actually look at the States.
Yeah. Like if I was strong enough, I could swim across the river and well, the current's pretty strong, but yeah, you can look and you can see the cars driving around like it's that close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little border. We have two blue water bridges.
Mhm.
We used to only be one. They built one a few years ago. Gosh, I'm trying
Time
to think.
flies.
Wow, sure does. I bet you that's 20 years
Did you
ago.
get the chance to walk the bridge before they opened it?
Yeah, I didn't do it, but they actually have the local radio station here, Blackburn Radio. They have a race every year. People can run across the bridge and back, and it's quite a big deal. They get thousands of people do it. But yeah, when the second bridge first opened, everybody was allowed to go for a walk on the bridge across and back. And I don't remember. There was a reason I couldn't be there. It was a while ago, but I didn't get to do it. They do not let you walk across it now, though. It used to be when it was a single bridge, you could ride your bike across, you could walk across. But as time went by, some people chose to use the bridge for different reasons, so they don't let people walk across anymore.
Well, that's true of a lot of what happens. It's a minority spoiling it for the majority, isn't it?
Yeah. Some people jumped off the bridge. I'll say that.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately. But yeah, so it's not because we used to, when I was a young fellow, we used to ride our bikes across. You had to walk your bike across.
Mm-hmm.
You could take your bike with. And I know for a fact why they don't let you ride your bike across. Because the bridge is nice and steep. And when you get on your bike from the top and you go down, you can get going pretty fast and almost go right through immigration without stopping.
Okay. Well, that wouldn't go down too well. I can see the problem with that. Yes. Yeah.
I had that issue one day. I was a young boy. It was like, whoa, my brakes aren't working. And I got a nice lecture out of it, but I got a nice story out of it too. So, well, it's great that this 5 days live is happening. And I know, thanks for putting that together. And I appreciate you having me as one of the guests. I'm looking forward to it's Thursday that I'm back on.
Yeah. Thursday, we're talking about show promotion.
Yeah. But tomorrow, show planning. That's what you're talking about, you and
Erin.
Erin, right.
Yeah, I've just been talking to Erin just now. She sent me a set of notes, which I'm going to read through tonight, so that we're both on the same page. And we're hoping for the same success that the show had today, because we're lucky that the show is being backed by BeLive.tv.
Yeah.
And they've posted twice in the Bedivers group, twice on their own page, and that has increased the audience. And that's the BeLive.tv effect. So
yeah, well, you sort of took the words out of my mouth. It's I was going to say BeLive is backing this up, and that's we talk about it often, but we can't talk about it enough. That BeLive really backs up a lot of when there's positive things happening with us BeLivers. They get involved, and that's a part of what's created this community. Yeah.
Case in point, November 23rd, and it's not too soon to be talking about it. Feels nice and cold this November. November 23rd, our friend Fonz from Cambridge, the Cambridge historian, is running a 12-hour marathon TV event on BeLive.tv, and he will start early in the morning, run through to the evening, and he's got local people providing gifts, sponsoring the show, and he's lining up a host of people to actually appear on the show, and I think he's asking us to appear as well.
Yeah.
But BeLive are backing it.
Oh,
So
that's fantastic.
that's absolutely brilliant, because it means, like we did today, it will get the publicity from BeLive, it will get the graphics from BeLive, and it's magical. So I totally agree with what you're saying about support from BeLive.tv. It is really first class, and I see Alfredo's in the room too.
Yes, hello, Alfredo. RJ is out there. I see Alfredo is looking to join as a guest. I don't see him here yet, but we'll wait and see what happens there. Oh, I had it now.
You've forgotten what you're going to talk about.
I totally did.
Yeah, it happens to me as well. I'm not going to say it's age, David, but it could be.
I'm not going to say it.
Don't say a word. Don't say a word. No, I can say that. You possibly couldn't.
I've just my brain is on overload, right? Because it's actually a holiday here today in Canada.
Okay.
This is what we call our civic holiday. So everybody's got the day off for just because, I guess. But I was at another festival. I tend to be the festival guy in the summertime.
Yeah.
So I was Blue Water Border Fest last week, and then we had Captain Kid Days out in Corunna, which is about 10 minutes or south of me, little community, and music and food and fun all weekend, stuff for the kids, zone for the kids and all that stuff. So I've just been drained, and then I'm like, I'm on four or five shows today. I got one this morning, one with you. I got mine this afternoon, and I'm doing one with the Jeff Adams later today at 5:00. And we're going to talk about some community stuff as well.
Well, talking of community, the BeLivers group. It's now 7,200 people strong, and it just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah. I just noticed that actually when I just posted our show in the BeLivers group, and of course you click on whatever and it says this how many people. I'm like, wow, we've just really, because I remember when that group started, it didn't take long to get to 1,000.
No,
if I recall.
Yeah.
And now over 7,000.
It didn't, and now it's 7,000, and it will soon be 8. I mean, it is adding new members at the rate of over 100 a week.
Yeah, 7,304.
There you go. My figures are out to date. Yeah, so that's a lot of people joined in the last 24 hours. Right. If you are watching us live and you'd like to join us on camera, you can type guest. If you are watching us live and you wonder what we're doing, which we sometimes do, then you can always ask us a question. This is Stephen Healey in Wiltshire in England, David Burrows in Sarnia, Ontario, and we get together on Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern and talk about anything that comes to mind, and it can be related to live video, though more often than not, it's related to what happens day to day in around the globe, really, not just Canada and the UK. I mean, we're fortunate at the moment. Not only have we got a rip-roaring summer, our politicians are on holiday. They take an annual vacation, and they pop off to Italy and France and Spain and wherever, and they just disappear. So there's no politics for a whole month. Which means it gets pretty quiet, and all the boring stuff, important but boring stuff, tends to go away for 4 weeks. So we rejoice, really, and then they've got to come back again.
Because you've got lots going on over there. It'll be interesting when they get back.
Right.
What country doesn't have a lot going on? Go ahead. We've got Alfredo here in the lobby.
All right. Okay.
But go ahead and tell your story, and we'll bring Alfredo in here at the same time.
All right. Okay. In terms of news of the week, I follow a team called Burnley, who are based 20 miles north of Manchester in England, and they're in the Premiership. And hello, Alfredo. They're currently in 7th place in the Premiership.
Am I live?
Yes.
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it just transitioned from Wi-Fi to the 4G. That's why it was like breaking up.
Okay.
All right. Can
Yeah,
you hear us? Right. This is live
Alfredo, are you
video.
there? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna drop him out there.
Yeah. So because Burnley finished 7th in the Premier League in the UK last year, they actually started playing in Europe for the first time in 51 years. And they went up to Aberdeen, which is Europe, but it's Scotland.
Right.
And the match there was tied 1 apiece. Now it's a 2-leg affair, so they came down to Aberdeen came down to Burnley this week, and I'm happy to announce that Burnley won the match 3-1, and are now later this week going to go and play in Turkey. So Burnley's adventures in Europe continue.
There you go.
All good.
So positive news. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited here too. I just I'm having a little trouble getting to it here, but I'm getting to it.
Okay.
So I went into the B Livers group.
Yeah.
And I've just had such a busy weekend, and I went, oh yeah, I'm one of the new moderators in the Be Livers group, along with Theoni. Am I saying that properly?
Theoni, yes, and congratulations, David and Theoni, on joining us.
I went into the Be Livers group to post our show, and then I saw my pic, and I went, oh yeah, that's right. I just over the whole weekend of everything going on, I'm like, yeah, I'm a moderator. I got to do some. I got to do some work. But I'm very flattered to have been asked, and I know it was by your recommendation, so I thank you for that.
My pleasure. I mean, what we need is people in the group who know what they're talking about, and can deliver common sense answers and support people. And your experience, sir, is invaluable. So welcome aboard.
I'm going to try to bring Alfredo back in here again.
Okay.
If he's in a better position this time. Alfredo, how are you?
Am I back on?
Yeah, I got you back on now. We couldn't hear you or whatever, so I just dropped you
Yeah,
out, so.
I think what happened was I walked by the gate. It was acting like a shield, and it cut off. Am I still okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Where are you?
Yeah.
It's possible there. Yeah, where are you today?
I'm walking in my neighborhood trying to get to my car and then off to work. But I wanted to test this as for other people, that if they want to be online via the phone, they have to have very good cellular service.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good internet connection for any of it, right? That's certainly important.
Right.
Bring the camera around so we can see where you are.
Sure. If I can see this, I gotta go in the shaded area to see where.
Okay.
Camera. This one. All right. Wait, that's the camera button. It's not flipping. Oh, okay. So I'm just.
Give it a second. There we go.
I'm just walking through the neighborhood. I just crossed the intersection here. I'm going by a school where my son used to go to. He's now in the 6th grade. Do you remember when you guys had sons in 6th grade? I'm not sure how Stephen's schooling in the UK worked.
Yeah,
So-
my son's left school a long time ago. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So I'm going by a elementary.
Graduated in high school. Oh, go ahead.
Wow. So I'm going by an elementary school, and I have 2 children, like a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I'm not raising teenagers yet, because I hear it's harder raising teenagers, right?
It's an adventure all through life.
Yeah. So I'm just walking. It's a nice sunny day out in California. I don't smell any good, and the air quality is pretty good.
Yeah.
It smells nice. It's not it's not as bad as hot days, but it's pretty good in the morning.
Okay.
But
Which city are you in?
the city currently I'm in is right now Hawthorne.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll be driving up the freeway to get to work in San Pedro. San Pedro, though, is along the harbor area,
Uh-huh.
and you see a lot more boats there. I think what I'll do is if you have a broadcast in the afternoon, Stephen, or I forgot the other guy's name. I'm sorry, I had a brain.
It's
This gentleman
David.
is the moderator in Believers. His name is David Burrows.
David, yes. How could I have forgotten already? He's one of the,
That's okay.
that's probably why I don't mention your name all the time. That's why I see Stephen all the. I interact with Stephen most of the time, and so I remember his. But David Burrows is like an enigma to me because he's always live. So I don't pronounce your name all the time because I always see your other profile live.
True.
That's
So
okay.
you're saying that you're in San Pedro later, and
Yeah, I'll be in San Pedro in 30 minutes from now. But if I see a live broadcast in the afternoon on my time,
yeah.
I'll try to just walk along the pier and kind of show the broadcasters, check this out.
Yeah, because it's just after 9 o'clock in where you're at, right?
Right.
And you are. I'm trying to get directions here. I want to see how far you are from me in Hawthorne, California.
To San Pedro, it's about a 20 mile trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are 35 hours from me driving.
Jeez.
Wow.
And I have to take.
So I'm
take
probably
a
not
flight.
going to see you anytime soon.
No. And I have to take a flight to the U. I have to take a flight to the UK to see Stephen.
Indeed.
So, but with the power of technology, we can meet on the phone on the internet.
Well, I think we have the
right.
first Be Live conference in the United Kingdom.
Really?
Okay. Bring everybody together from Israel.
Who's organizing that?
I don't know.
Well, I didn't say there was one. I just said if they're
An
like
idea.
meeting, if there's a first one, which I think there would be at some point.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
be in
sure
the
there
UK, because then I have an excuse to say to my wife, "Honey, I have to go."
Yeah, this is business. This is business.
That's right. That's business.
Got to go. The Queen sent me an invite. I've got to go and over to Windsor and then hop over to Wiltshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things about live streaming that I've learned is, I started with little to no knowledge about live streaming, and found out that you can still live stream from a phone with limited equipment, and that's what I'm probably doing now. But I had to get a phone first because my first live stream was from a computer,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and there's still a lot more to learn. So to get to the level of David Burrows, I have to really, really hunker down and see what high-end tools he uses. But it's an ongoing process.
Well, let me kind of respond to what you just said there, Alfredo. You said high-end tools. What do you think I use to go live?
I'm guessing you're using a sound mixer, a camera of some sort, because it looks crystal clear, and some bonded equipment with Wi-Fi, because sometimes Wi-Fi isn't readily available in certain locations. So that's what I think of high-end tools.
So when you say when I go live, you're talking about when I'm out in the field and you see me with a microphone going, "Hi, here we are today." Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to give out the secret
Oh,
right now.
Oh.
And I'm not even going to charge you for this. This is free.
I better take notes.
Here's what I use. iPhone. That's what I use.
You just use an iPhone? You mean I could be...
So I use an iPhone. I do have a microphone. This is a USB microphone. So I have a USB. It's called a USB camera adapter for the iPhone, and it allows you to plug in a USB device. I have a where is it? It's upstairs, but I have a cordless microphone that is about the size of this here. It's about the size of this here, and it has a USB receiver. It's about 900 megahertz, and I plug that into my camera adapter into my iPhone, and then I plug that USB receiver into there. I turn on my microphone. I have a wireless microphone. I don't know. I use this. This is an iPhone 6s Plus, but you can use any iPhone. A lot of times my son is with me, so he's holding the camera, so I just have to talk on the microphone, and he follows me around, and we go live. And that's what I use. I don't use any big fancy. I mean, okay, fancy. I mean, that's a $700 phone, but
yeah, it is.
And often we use Jason, my son's phone, because it's just easier for me to keep my phone, and he uses his phone. I give him access to all my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a stabilizer. It's called a Smooth. There's different ones, DJ Osmos, etc. And that's what we use to walk around. And I can go selfie with my microphone, or a lot of times if I'm selfieing and walking around, like you might have seen a few weeks ago at Blue Water Border Fest, I didn't use a microphone. I just had the microphone close to me facing, and I was just talking.
You use a tripod with your iPhone too?
Yeah, you can use a tripod. If I'm standing there and I'm interviewing somebody, I put it on an iPhone, and yep. So it's not. There's don't get me wrong. I have some fancy stuff, but like when I'm live streaming an event, I have an iPad, and I have 9 cameras, and I do have an internet hub so that I can take the data from my cellular service, and I can plug in a Wi-Fi router to that. I would use that in a situation like if I was out in the middle of a field where I wanted multiple camera shots, then I would hook that up, and then I'd hook up my Wi-Fi. But I mean, that's a whole different world. But to just go live and do what I do right here. So that being said, there are some apps that I use, that allow me to put in, graphics and lower thirds and that sort of thing. So
I'm gonna guess your data plan is unlimited then.
No, I don't. We don't have unlimited in Canada. I have 12 gigabyte.
Okay.
Yeah, which is shared between myself, my wife Jennifer, and my son Jason. But I limit them. I limit him especially. It depends how many events I'm doing in a month, right? Sometimes if I'm doing events where there's really good Wi-Fi, I don't have to use my data. So I let him use more because he watches videos all the time. But I also have my TELUS app, which TELUS is my provider. And I can go in the app and I can turn their data off so they can't use it anymore. But anyway, that's just a little insight there as to, and the only reason I say this is not to impress anybody, but just to say it doesn't have to be complicated to go live like that. It really doesn't. You have the tools probably around you. You just got to know how to do it, right? So, so Stephen, you're quiet.
I'm just listening. Alfredo, have a safe journey.
Okay, I will. I'm in my car now, so I can't live stream and drive at the same time.
No, that's smart.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Alfredo. Have a great day.
Bye.
No problem.
Sorry, I kind of went off there, Stephen, but I just thought that was a good opportunity to kind of put that out with people, because I think, and I've told you this before, right back here, there used to be a big mixing board, and I had my cables plugged into it, and I got rid of it because I didn't need it. And people would see that and go, oh, wow, I must have to have a. Now I want people to see the realistic side of this, where you can do it from your phone. Here's an old iPhone 5S just sitting here. You can do it right with that. So, especially, and then with BeLive here as well, this is a good example of BeLive.tv is not complicated.
No, it's not. Definitely not. and you can get into it. You can be live within 5 minutes with an inbuilt camera and microphone. And once you've been bitten by the Be Live bug and you enjoy doing the shows, then you can upgrade your camera to get an external camera. But that's about it, really.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I mean, I do have a full studio here. I could turn the camera around and show you. I've got an umbrella light in front of me, and I've got lights around me, and I've got 3 computer screens, and I got all that. But this is what I do, folks. This is my full-time living. So if you're not looking at doing it full-time, and if you're going to do it full-time, then yeah, some things are different, right?
Well, true. I mean, if it's your job, then you have to do the investments. You've got to stay up to date. And your hardware's got to be able to take advantage of increased broadband speeds and facilities offered by the software that we use. Yeah, totally.
Well, there's lots going on in the Be Live world. I know, like I say, we've got the 5 days live from Be Live in 5.
Indeed.
And do you still have your tutorials? You had some Udemy tutorials, did you not?
There are 2 courses on Udemy. There is the Be Live in 5 course, which currently has 4,500 students and which is totally free. And then there's a paid course, which goes a lot further than the introductory course. And you can have that course at a discount if you contact me. And say that to Michelle Harris. So there you are. We're in the UK now. We're actually reaching out in the UK to our UK audience. As
Hello,
Michelle.
All right. And, for anybody else who wants to join the show, if you're watching us from the link that is, that'll be above me. Just type guest in the comments below. Michelle, love to have you join us. RJ, if you're still out there. I miss RJ. I haven't talked to her in a little bit. We were connecting once a week, and we've...
I mean, this would be a great time for Michelle just to come on air for a couple of minutes, just to celebrate, to confirm her... Well, I'm not going to say why she's celebrating. I think Michelle should do that, but...
Now we have to know.
No, you do. I tell you afterwards. It's good news. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And if Michelle, if you can't come on, Michelle, I just want to say congratulations. And if you want to say why, all right, okay. Well, okay, I'll do this for you because I'm more than pleased that you actually gave up smoking a year ago. And are still smoke free, and that's a fantastic achievement. And congratulations on that. And here's to the start of the 2nd year.
Yeah, fantastic.
I mean, that's something I gave up now 5 years ago, and is basically we're talking earlier about fear and psychology on the earlier show, and it's a psychological thing that you've got to break it, and that's it. Michelle's put it in writing now. It's official.
That's awesome. Congratulations. I understand where she's coming from. I'm 3 years. I was 3 years just a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah. Well, makes
Stephen, you said how long are you?
5 years.
5. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It makes a total difference to your health. It makes a total difference to everybody around you. Because if you smoke, you can't smell the smoke. But as soon as you stop smoking, if you're walking down the street and somebody's smoking, you can smell that cigarette from 300 yards away.
If you light up a cigarette in the UK right now and my window's open, it's so true, right? And I'm so thankful that Jennifer loved me through it all because she's never smoked a day in her life.
Right. I
started smoking when I was 12 years old. And I worked in bars for most of my life, for 25 years, right? So that was a thing that was around. You drank beer and you smoked. You had coffee, you smoked. Man, I don't know how she kissed me and put up with me being around.
No, you feel happy. You feel happy in your smoke. You feel sad in your smoke, but breaking that cycle. is good. And Deidre's got a comment.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm slacking here. Where am I?
No, it's okay.
Fancy me catching this now live. I only gave up smoking on last Friday. Don't say you only gave up on Friday. You gave it up on Friday, and that's important. You got to have your episode 1. You got to have your start.
Yep.
And I still look back, Stephen. You probably do too. I go, what, 3 years? How did that happen? That was so easy.
Yeah,
I found it easy. Did you?
Giving up cigarettes, yes.
Yeah.
True.
And how did you? I see where this show can go now. How did you do it?
I decided that I would vape instead. So I don't smoke cigarettes. Vaping is healthier than cigarettes, and my proof is simple. Every year there's a marathon walk between Stonehenge and Avebury, and it's 26 miles, 385 yards, and I've done that 5 times now. And I couldn't have done that when I was smoking.
Right.
One was the weight, and second, the out of breath thing. So since I've given up, I've actually become, I wouldn't say athletic, that would be pushing it a bit too far, but I do get out more and do walk more. So I think that basically it's a good thing, and anybody who does should celebrate each day that they're not smoking. And I'm
that. Are you that ex-smoker that gives smokers a hard time?
No,
I am.
No, well, in the UK, you cannot smoke in a restaurant. You cannot smoke in a bar unless you could go into a smoking room, but that's a different story. If you go out to a restaurant, it's a good experience. If you go to a bar, it's a good experience. If you catch a plane, it's a good experience.
Yeah.
And if you're in public areas which there is no smoking, then that's a good experience too. You can't go to a concert and smoke.
No, we're the same way here now. Restaurants, bars, public parks. You're not, especially. I don't know if it's all public parks. I think it's where there are sport. What am I trying to say? Sporting events for young children.
Yeah.
But I know there are some cities around us, and it's probably coming eventually where you can't walk. You won't be able to walk down the sidewalk and have a cigarette.
Yeah.
Is it a bad thing? People go, "Wow, it's my freedom of blah 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 blah." Yeah, you know what? You're wrong. I'm just going to say it. We need clean air. We need, it's better for our health. You can't argue. There's nothing you can tell me that is good about it. So why did I do it so long? I started when I was 12. So for 40 some, 30 some years. Yeah. So I can say all this stuff. Why did I do it? 2 reasons.
Yep.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay. Go with that.
And I was stupid.
Well,
you think about it, right? We're dumb.
But I mean, if we go back, you could see on television people smoking, and that was a bad example.
Johnny Carson did it all the time.
Yeah. And right. Okay. Another comment from Deidre.
I gave up smoking before for 6 years, but started it up again. I know I'll succeed again. I have the right mindset. How did you, Stephen and David, give up smoking? Did you use any aids to help? Do you want to? Go ahead.
I do vape, so I'm not going to say I don't smoke entirely. I haven't smoked a cigarette for 5 years, and vaping is a lot lower level than that. So I'm happy with that. I think if you do go cold turkey, my hat off to you, and yourself and Michelle.
That's how I quit.
Yeah.
That's how I quit.
Good.
And so, Deidre, great question, and thanks to everybody who's engaging with us here today. This is what makes us have a lot of fun, and all our viewers who are watching. So, I tell this story. If my wife Jennifer was here right now, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, he's telling that story again." I tell a lot of stories, but when I quit smoking. People, they congratulate you. Even smokers.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulate you. And they say, oh. And usually what they say is, oh, that's fantastic. Did you ever try to quit before? I said, yep, I tried to quit a whole bunch of times. And I said, so how'd you do it this time? And I said, well, the problem was before I tried to quit smoking, I didn't decide to quit smoking. And those two words are very, very different. You know, Dad, I'm going to try my best. My dad would say, don't try your best, do your best. And you don't understand, and I'm trying my best. And my dad is 80 now, and he still gets smarter every day I talk to him. But he was right all along, right? Because he said it before Yoda said it, you know, there is no try, only do. The word decide, and Stephen will probably Google it to see if I'm telling the truth later. Decide has the word aside in it. And aside means to kill.
Yes.
Homicide, genocide, suicide, all means to kill. So when you decide something, when you focus on it, and if something else gets in your way, you kill it. It's gone. You've made a decision. I'm doing this, and nothing's going to stop me. That's the difference. And the other problem that I saw, and I wish I'd have wrote this, but a man by the name of Jeff Olson wrote a book called The Slight Edge. The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, folks. Very simple read, paperback. I do not endorse this product. I don't get any royalties. See, quitting smoking is easy to do. Deidre's going to say, no, it's not. Or somebody's going to say, no. Quitting smoking is easy to do. Losing weight is easy to do. The problem is it's just as easy not to do. So it's easy to not do it, especially if it's something you've been doing for a long time. It's easier to not do it. If we crawl as a baby and we just say, you know, I screw this, I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to crawl for the rest of my life. You can do that. It's easy to do. It's easy not to do. So anyway, that's the philosophy behind it. So for me, and my son, and I tell the story when I do public speaking and stuff, and my son hated me smoking, and I actually was hiding cigarettes in my house. Think about that for a minute. I was hiding from my son. I was the adult hiding because he said, if I find those, Dad, I'm going to rip them up.
Well,
So one day, I went out and I forgot my cigarettes, and about a half an hour later, I came back. I on my way to my next meeting, stopped back home because I needed my cigarettes, and I went to my hiding spot, and my cigarettes weren't there. They were all ripped up in the garbage, and there was only 2 out of the pack. So I just bought the darn thing.
Right. Okay.
There was a note, and it said, I don't care if you ground me for the rest of my life, Dad. I will find them and rip them up again and again and again. Please quit smoking. I don't want you to die. It's a true story.
Yeah.
Guess what happened next? If your why is strong enough, right? If your why makes you cry. So I know that's a long-winded answer, but I tell it that way because it's important to be impactful on why we do anything. So if you want to quit smoking, you can quit smoking. Just do it. Figure out what works for you. Go to the doctor, get some, whatever you got to do, that's fine. But I personally believe that you already have the tool to quit smoking, and that's this right here. And anyway, there's my philosophical motivational speech for today.
That's a brilliant speech, and you're getting sort of comments from people watching, from Michelle and Deidre, who are both taking the serious side of this and smiling at some of your stories. But there's a serious point behind it, and I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, they still don't think it's easy. You know, and it depends how you define easy, but you're doing it. You've already quit smoking. If you haven't had that cigarette or that, and don't do that one puff. I'm telling the truth. I have not had one single puff of anything. And the best part of that is I know I'm telling the truth to myself.
Yeah.
I could tell you, oh, nah, but I had a pup. No, I haven't had one.
Right. Okay, that's a good point. Well made.
Yeah.
That's the same in the UK, as far as taxes are concerned. I mean, it's a strange thing that if they took the taxes off the tobacco, then a couple of years down the line, they would be spending less in healthcare.
Yeah.
But it's the gap between actually giving a tax cut. Well, anyway, never mind.
I don't. How much is a pack of smokes in where you are?
£8. So you're talking about $11.
Yeah. See, that's what it is. That's crazy.
Well,
So if you smoke 5 packs a week, you're paying more than your internet bill.
true. Well, you're paying $220 a month.
You're paying
Yeah.
more for gas. You're
Yep.
paying less for gas.
Yep. Yeah, it could be one of your largest expenses, really. And well, so there you are.
Don't you get me started.
There can be no conclusion to this, but it is within everybody's grasp to actually do something about it.
Yeah. And Deidre, whatever your reason is, or whoever's watching, whatever your reason is, if that's a reason that works for you to keep you from smoking, take whatever one you want, right? Whatever.
Deidre, which continent are you on? Because I'm thinking that might be 40 Australian dollars. Because we've got a global audience, David. We know this.
Oh yeah.
So we've got Michelle in London.
It's around $40. $40 for what?
Yeah, that's right. I'm thinking that's Australian dollars. We'll know in a minute, because currency conversion at the moment is a pain in the. Yeah. How does the Canadian dollar do against the US dollar? Do you get fair value?
No, we're
right. Okay.
We're a little worse.
Yeah,
but
we all get.
I don't. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm okay with it.
Okay.
If our dollar is worse than the United States, I'm okay with it because I'm a border city.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I want them to come over here and spend money. It's good for us.
Right.
But that's another show.
Yeah. And so it's currency, but Deidre is in Australia, and that was 40 Australian dollars, which is not
okay. So
we'd have to go into the currency markets. I think it's still expensive. That's more expensive than here, because the I don't know. Deidre can comment on this. Do you have a health service, David, or do you pay for your health service through a different way?
No, we have OHIP. It's called. Yeah, we have health cover. We have health coverage. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the same in the UK.
For most things, there are some things it doesn't cover, but yes, we do have hospital health coverage.
Yeah. And that's the sort of thrust of healthcare in the UK and in Canada and Australia is all to help us become healthy. And I think the government do a reasonable job in that. It's not too much of a nanny state. They don't push us too far. And David's bringing up, when David does this, I can see, all right, okay. Oh, there you go.
Australians soon have to pay $40 for a pack of cigarettes. Anti-smoking laws have already seen the smoking population plummet to less than 15% in 6 years. Well, I almost mentioned this earlier. It's like, if they took the taxes away, maybe more people would still be smoking. So maybe if they make the cigarettes $20 a pack.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still think people find a way.
Yeah, well, $40 Australian is $30 US. So it's still a lot of money.
For one pack of cigarettes?
Yeah.
Wow. Time to quit smoking.
Incredible. And it's a small world. And I want to give a shout out, as Australia is watching, to my son and daughter-in-law who live in Melbourne. So hello, James and Karen. There you are. I've done it.
There you go. And I didn't get to the other day because we got busy, but my son Jason had his birthday this past Friday.
Mm-hmm.
He is a legal adult. He's 18 years of age.
Where does the time go?
You're not kidding. Like how did? Yeah, like when my daughter's 20, she'll be 21 in November, and I just go, whew, don't like Dad's 80. That's the other one that gets me. Dad's 80.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that happened, right?
Well, you want your dad to live forever, don't you?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't hear the tone of my voice wrong there. I say it that way. I go, well, yeah, I do selfishly, but Dad's always been the kind of guy he's like, even when we were young, he said, I'll be happy to live to 80. And then on my 80th birthday, he says, you can have my funeral. He says, he's just a logical guy that says,
yeah.
I sit on my couch, I watch television, I go out for lunch once a week, I go to bed, I get up, repeat. He says, I'm not contributing to society. I don't intend to contribute to society. I don't want to contribute to society.
Right.
So what am I doing? So it'd be okay, he said, if I, yeah. I said, well, I'm not ready to get rid of you. And he says, yeah, well, you're being selfish.
Right. Okay. My mum is 90, and she celebrated her 90th birthday in hospital this year, and she's now in recovery, and she's in residential care at the moment, being assessed, ready to go back home.
Great.
And she's 90, and the residential home has residents from the age of mid-60s to 90. And my mum's going around, she's saying, I'm not stopping here. I'm not old. These people are old. I'm not old.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home. So tell you,
good for her. That's awesome.
Tell you, Daddy's got another 10 years to go at least, very least.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically it's down to healthcare, isn't it? I mean, living to 90, sort of, if we go back sort of 30, 40 years, was unheard of. Now we've got more centurions than ever.
Centenarians and centurions. Yeah. Well, that's one thing my dad said too, is he says, you need me to die. I said, what do you mean? He goes, no, he says, we're all living longer.
Yeah.
And therefore it's costing your generation more money. We're living longer because, like, he was born in the 38, something like that, right? Yeah, it'd be 38. And he said, back in my day, like during the war and stuff, he goes, it was, if you lived to 60, you were doing pretty good.
Oh yeah.
That's and I think of 60, and I go, oh man, that means I'd only be like, I'm 49 now, so I wouldn't have much left to go. But he says, yeah, you need us to stop living so long.
Right. Michelle's made a comment which is along the lines of, which is, my dad says,
his home's full of old people.
Yeah,
He's 86.
So there you are. Brilliant.
Good for him. A friend of mine's father, condolences to him. He lost his father yesterday. He was 90. And but Jennifer made the comment to him. He says, you might not be thinking it this way, but congratulations on having 90 years with your father. Like, that's a long time, right? So you have to kind of look at it too, right?
Oh yeah. Take positives, definitely.
I mean, it's the circle of life. We all know that it's gonna happen somehow. We don't know how or when or whatever, but so we're getting kind of gloomy here now, Stephen.
Yeah, no, we need to cheer things up. It's time for an advertisement. We'll change the pace entirely. Tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern with Aaron Strayer, it's 5 days live, and we're talking about planning and show planning. And Aaron's got, and Michelle will appreciate this, Aaron's got a cunning plan to help you go live and to take care of everything that's needed before, during, and after the show. I'm going to add to that, and we're looking forward to talking for about an hour tomorrow, live on BeLive.tv on the Be Live in 5 page. So 5 days live tomorrow, and looking forward to that. Wednesday, we'll see Animura and myself and RJ Redden. And then Thursday, David's back with RJ and Brigitte, I think. So
yes,
this is good.
Yeah. Well, what's great about this for me too, I think a lot of people, they watch this and they're going to learn a lot of things. And folks, if you missed the one that Stephen produced today for us, myself and Brigitte and Linda, everybody go, wow, I got to learn a lot from this. And you can go watch the replay. As a host, I learned so many nuggets. I was writing things down during it all. So as a host, I really get to learn a lot too, which is fantastic. and get to see different perspectives on how to do things. And you and I, Stephen, have learned many times you just never know what we're going to learn. Like, we learned a bunch of stuff on our show last week, and other people.
Yep.
Like, it's really just great. So folks, take the time to take it and put a reminder in your phone for 10 a.m. Eastern this Monday to Friday. And even if you can't watch them live, the replays will be there.
And the replays will be there in HD as well. And RJ's just put a link to today's show. So thank you, RJ.
Yes.
And Michelle's going, whoop. I'm not quite sure which of the things we've been talking about. I think it's age that Michelle was.
Brigetti did that earlier on a show. She did the. She was like that. Did you catch that?
Oh,
she was
yeah.
like, whoop, 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 whoop. She was dancing in her chair, and I was like, whoa, there's a side of Brigetti I've never seen before. It's fantastic.
Yeah, everybody was on fire during that show, including everybody who watched, and it was brilliant to just be there and no pressure, just look after everybody and
take advantage of it, folks. I'm telling you that this collective crew that Stephen has gathered is. We're all fortunate to be doing what we do, and we're happy to share it with all of you. We're going to get notifications to your show again. Do I just click on follow? You can click on follow. Any other advice there, Stephen?
Yeah, if you go to the Be Live in 5 page, so just search for Be Live in 5, and then just message us, and you automatically get notifications of all the shows that are going on.
Okay, I think she's talking about our show here. Is that
our show here? Well, our show here, of course. I'm sorry, David.
No, that's all right.
I think globally, for this show, you just need to come back to TVSN next week.
Yeah, we're here every
message. Click the button at the top that says message and message David now.
Yeah. Just send me a message. You'll get a notification. We send out. Actually, I haven't done it in a while, so I have to start doing that. But we are here every Monday, beautiful day, at noon Eastern. I'm bringing up the karaoke machine one of these days. You know that.
That's a threat that I don't want you to carry on with, because you've made the karaoke, but I do not. And I think we'd have to ask the audience to join us on camera and sing. And that
I used to do it on Blab.
I
used to do it on Blab. I screen shared into Blab the karaoke music and had fun with that. Yeah, there was no copyright issues at that time. Can't do it now. Well, I can do it on my own server. But anyway,
it would be difficult now because of Facebook watching and listening in. And okay, brilliant.
That might be a good topic to talk about soon, because there's some Facebook music out there that you can use in your broadcast. So maybe we'll bring that up next time. Speaking of Aaron Strayer, who is going to be joining you tomorrow. She's on tomorrow, right? With you. She's joining me today on my live show, my community show at 3:30 today. That starts, and she is on sometime between 3. I can tell you right now. Stand by. 4:00. She'll be on my show. And I'm really looking forward to having her on because she's got so much to offer. Speaker, author, and social media and all that stuff. So if you want a sneak peek of what Erin is about, join me today. My show starts at 3:30. She'll be on at 4:00. So there's that hour thing. Let's start doing 2-hour shows.
No. I mean, we can plan to. I've got to speak to RJ momentarily. Otherwise, but. You could do a 2-hour show. I mean, we can do a 4-hour show.
You can do it as long as you want, but you just won't. It doesn't save it past 4 hours.
That's right. Okay, one day we might. One day, I don't know. Let's just go for it. Let's break that record. If we do a show and we invite people in every half hour, different guests.
Yeah,
I see an idea coming here.
RJ's agreeing. Yeah. Well, hey, I'm open to it. I don't know if I know time schedules can be busy too, but I know like they did Be Live did the birthday thing, and that was like a 24-hour thing or whatever. But and Fonz is doing a 12-hour one.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we do a 12-hour broadcasting special guest thingy, kind of like World Social Media Day.
Okay, I'm up for it. Sounds a
Well,
good
you know,
idea.
RJ, I think it was a fantastic idea that you agree. So maybe RJ should organize it.
Make it so. Well, no, the thing is, anything goes. Anything is possible. It just needs people to get together. And we've got a good group of friends around us, and it's absolutely brilliant.
Stephen, you and I are so very fortunate to do what we do and to have met so many fantabulous people in our life. And I know there's more coming. And this is just the beginning. This is just the scratch on the scratch of the surface of this live streaming thing. So we're in a good position. They do 24-hour streams over on Twitch. You can. Oh yeah, I haven't. I used to be pretty active on Twitch. I haven't been active the way I'd like to be, but I'm planning to again. So yeah, they do. People go 24 hours all the time on Twitch. So
thank you. So
there's the 1 hour mark. I do have lots of things to do today, and I know you do as well.
Well, you've got 4 shows today. You've done 2. You're halfway through. You just got to pace yourself for the 3:30 show and the 5 o'clock show.
I'm going to take a nap.
Right. Okay. From Wiltshire in England to everybody who's watched, thank you very much. This is me signing off, and over to David.
Stephen, I just think you're awesome, and I'm so glad to call you friend. So I appreciate you being here. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Healey, myself, we are here on the Video Show Network and all over the world every Monday, 12 to 1. And we have a lot of fun, and we have even more fun when you join us and engage with all your comments and everything. We really appreciate that. So if you enjoyed the show today, in the comments below, type 10. Give us a 10. None of this 5 stuff. Owen Hemsmath. He's going to get after me one of these days. Give us a 10 in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, please type replay. And take the time to type where you're from as well. Stephen and I do our best to get back and respond to all your comments. And join me later on this afternoon on the show Sarnia. That's the page, the show with David Burrows. I'll be live at 3:30 for another full hour of 3 very special guests. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye.